My name is Minah Koela. God has broken all kinds of barriers in my life through His grace. The first barrier was to Christ Himself. You see, my mom was a sangoma. I had a calling to follow her footsteps. I grew up in Khayelitsha. I heard of this opportunity to go overseas to a place called Muizenberg. And because my friend thought I could sing, I thought, woo la la, I'm going to be famous. So I went, only to discover that it was not overseas, was in YWAM, 30 minutes away from my home. And it was a Christian organization. So I was not interested in them. In fact, I could not even speak English, so I had no idea why I was there. But the love of God broke down my barrier of faith, won me over. The love through these people, the love I began to understand in the message of Jesus, the love I experienced when in God's presence. What an adventure it has been following Christ since then. My other barrier that God had to break down was the romantic love. I don't think a man in history persevered more to win his wife than Brian. I remember him arriving at my birthday party with a cake he had baked. I took it from him at the door, then said goodbye and sent him home. Serious, but eventually his love won me over. Now we are married with 6 kids, which 4 of them are our biological children and 2 that the Lord has brought into our lives. My third barrier that God had to break down was to other cultures. What an experience, a terrifying experience to get to YWAM, being grown up in Khayelitsha, only surrounded by Xhosa speaking people, and come to this place where there were all different kinds of people. But it was these very people that God used to reach me. And these very people He has taught me to forgive, to reconcile with, to love, to appreciate. The final barrier that God broke down in my life was the barrier of trust. I grew up a survivor, relying on myself alone. But when I came to Christ, I had an amazing thing that happened, where you see God as your Father and someone you can rely on. And in the short space of time, 15 close relatives, including my mom and my 2 brothers, passed away. And for me at that time, it helped to be a Christian. I learned to trust in Him, to still understand that despite all the things that are happening, God is still good. You know, God still loves us and God still has a plan for our lives. And there was a time that both Brian and I lost everything. We had no one to turn to. We had no one to rely on, but we relied on God. We know we are in the palm of His hands, the safest place in the world. Nothing can compare to that.